everybody, welcome back to Two Kings. Today we're going to do something a little special. We're going to do a post-mortem on Doki Doki Literature Club, which, as you know, was amazing. It was a very, very cool time for me and Rick here. And with us, our special guest today, Chris, / Freakazoid70, is gonna...
No, yes. It's just Chris.
Okay, well, I know.
No, it's in there.
Chris is actually the reason we wanted to check out Doki Doki. I had heard rumblings of it, but more than anything, he was kind of pushing us to play it, and he wasn't saying anything. He's like, just play it. I was like, okay, fine, at some point. And it wasn't until PAX came along, and we saw like people dressed as them. I was like, okay, it's definitely a thing.
Yeah,
I know. I was like, okay, fine. And we finally got it out there. We played it. We loved it. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do a thing where we kind of just look back and maybe just go over just anything, stuff we didn't know, stuff we could have done. Because, as you know, we stuck to the Yuri route, right? I mean, you were just hard on, hey, we're going to do Yuri like all the way.
Stuck to my guns. I knew what I wanted, and I went for it.
But as Chris mentions, I mean, that there could have been lots of stuff.
Well, as we saw in the, when the credits were rolling,
yes,
that there was other shit that was
other scenes.
Those were the other things that could have potentially happened. And they were like grayed out because you didn't do it.
Yeah, that's
those are the things you didn't see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I want to see.
Most of it is most of the stuff that was going to happen anyway.
Mm.
It's just that you could have had
it's like more
things
interactions
with other people, but y'all directly. Most people do.
So okay, so what you're saying is we could have talked to some of the other girls.
Oh yeah,
and the game would have been longer.
No.
So it's still within
it's just
that
like
time
okay,
frame.
like like the scene where you have like the book reading part,
yeah.
and that's fine. But there's sometimes where it kind of you did repeat it over a couple times. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In those instances, you could have been talking to other girls.
Oh, so it was almost like a chance to reboot.
Yeah. I mean, you still get a different.
Yeah.
Even though you did the same thing more than once, it was still slightly different. Mm-hmm. It's not exactly the same every single time.
Yeah. So that second round when Sayori was first gone.
Yeah, you could have.
We could have pursued another girl, and then
for a little bit.
But it's like you remember when Yuri was reading the book and you were there together, like
with the
flipping
chocolate
through it
in the mouth.
Yeah,
we did that twice.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That
second time we could have gone and say Natsuki instead.
Was that after Sayori passed?
Yeah, after she passed, the whole game rebooted. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And then we started the entire game again, but without Sayori ever existing.
Yeah.
Well, then after that, it gets kind of linear because, like, after your first few choices, like big ones, it's pretty straightforward from there.
Oh, okay.
So, the stuff that you probably couldn't see because you didn't have any interest at all, like Sayori.
Yeah.
You get a couple with her, but if you don't pick her right off the bat, you obviously
she's the first to go.
She's gonna die no matter what.
Yeah, she's the first one.
For sure, she has to.
Oh yeah,
like it's gonna happen.
No, yeah, she will die.
But what about like there's that scene where you're out there with saying bye to Yuri, and she's there like basically professing her love to you, and you have a choice to like, I don't know, like tell her like okay.
Oh yes or no?
Yeah,
she still killed herself.
Okay.
Because you're not gonna win. That was her thing. That was like she was just so excited by you and stuff. Like she had to just bleed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was her thing. So whether you said yes or no, it would have been exactly the same.
Because there's when the credits were rolling and there's one scene grayed out which looks like her, hugging Daddy or something. I imagine at that point maybe you like consoled her a little bit when y'all were outside. Maybe I don't know.
I don't think that was Yuri. That was
No, it was Sayori.
Yeah.
Yes.
But y'all said no, right?
Yes, we did. Yeah, we said
no.
no.
There's an option to say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she hugs you.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, this is okay. And then as soon as she stops hugging you, she's like, ah! Like she like screams like this whole thing. And then it goes back to what
whatever.
But you had that one moment to get the one picture where it kind of shows like the back of your head or whatever, and
which I wanted to do.
Now fuck that.
Y'all fucked her, dude.
No, he did. I would have
destroyed.
No, man. I still go with that. we were friends that whole time. She had that whole time to tell me she loved me. As soon as I start showing interest in someone else, then she comes over. Nah, bro.
I mean, it's just like I said, that's what it took for her to realize is that she was spending more time with you.
I'm no one's second choice, bro.
No, Chris, no.
Ain't no one's second choice.
One of the things I kind of wished y'all would have caught, or maybe you did and didn't say anything, but right before they show where you find Sayori like hung, Monica says the last line she tells you, or one of the last lines she tells you right before you like run off or whatever. Yeah, she's like, "Man, you really left her hanging last night."
Oh,
yeah, but
man.
y'all didn't catch that, and I was like, I was screaming. I was like, "Come on,
dude!"
I didn't
catch that.
She's so dark,
Jesus.
so dark. And then I think there's another thing too where, because y'all didn't do that too much either, where Monica's like. Where at the end of the game where she's just talking, one of the things that she randomly talks about is that Sayori's last moments alive, where she was saying, "Oh, Sayori's so clumsy," and even in trying to kill herself, she was clumsy. that when she gets on the chair, she was saying that that she didn't realize that what's supposed to kill you is the snap of the neck. Yeah. But she didn't. She was just on a chair. She kind of just suffocated. Yeah. And then she goes on to explain how Sayori realizes that she's just suffocating and not dying or like right away. And that she's trying to like... She tries to claw at the rope and that she bloodies your fingers. And if you actually look at the picture where she's hanging, you see that her finger... You don't look at that, but like you see that her fingers are all fucked up. Jesus. And Monica's like, yeah, she's so clumsy. And I'm like, oh my god.
That's so How come we didn't get to see that shit?
Because you didn't wait around. When right at the end where she's just like talking and monologuing and stuff.
That's one of the things she
says. One of the things.
So we just,
if you do nothing,
then she
if you do,
just
she just keeps talking over and over and over. Because y'all were smart enough to figure out, ooh, we need to do this right now. But some people milk it just to see what happens.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
She has like random bits of information about whatever, and that's one of the big ones. Was like, oh, yeah, I was there when she was like her last breath, and someone was like, oh my god,
Jesus, that's crazy. I try to stay away from spoilers as much as possible. I never saw anything. Yeah. Thankfully, I mean, I think the only time was when I was putting together like the thumbnail. Like I saw weird images. Someone had photoshopped like a horse head on the Sayori or something. I was like, okay, what the fuck's going on with that or whatever. No. But I'm glad it didn't get like that weird. It stayed like just, I don't know, regular weird, because I was like, why would she have a horse head or whatever?
I think one of the things that was cool about this game, especially when it came out, there was a lot of like false information, just as much as real information.
Ooh, cool.
So like you didn't know what was what. And then in most cases people would just, disbelief of like, okay, I don't know what this is anymore. Like,
yeah.
So you didn't know what to expect, no matter what.
That's cool.
There was so many like, and like I was trying to let y'all know without actually telling you the notepad stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
there was a lot of like, and some things that you would not have figured out. There's just no way. Like the character files, they all had their own like. If you convert it to like a picture file, pictures will come up.
Oh, cool.
Like I mean,
like change it to like a
if
dot
you converted it to different file types, there was just crazy stuff.
Oh shit!
Like Monica's was like if you change it into a picture thing, it'd show you this weird square with like a flaming whatever thing, and then on top of that, if you go into the flaming square, it would give you like coding. It was crazy. Jesus. And you would take it to like base. I don't know if you've heard of what base 64 is. It's like a coding thing.
Yeah.
And you break it down to the coding, and then it gives you like a whole nother like script of like dialogue of her talking, and dude, it gets weird.
Oh wow,
like
that's awesome.
Super Easter eggy. Like that guy Dan, whatever Dan
Salvato,
dude. That guy, man.
I mean, the whole thing was awesome, man.
And it was a whole thing to flex his muscles as a
that's what I was gonna say.
As a game designer,
right? Like he did this just to kind of put it out there. Like this is the stuff that he can do. That's what he
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
lots of that was humongous. It was free. Everyone got sucked into it.
I think that's why maybe at first when I was hearing about it and stuff, like I didn't care to check it. I'm like, whatever, it's like a free game, or it's probably small and short and stupid or something, you know. It was so easy to like just cast it off as like, oh, this is like a whatever thing. But for it to like actually like fucking, I mean, you can't probably see it, but I was crying in those credits a little bit.
Oh my god, that song gets me every time.
It's so good,
and I like how like everything's.
I just don't like that they changed their voice, man.
But no, don't talk about that. I hate, out of all the things,
my favorite one to do.
That voice made me so upset. You ruined her.
I mean,
she was best girl for me. If I were playing it like first time around and I didn't see the videos and stuff before playing the game myself, I probably would have picked Monica because I liked her.
Yeah.
I was like, they never give you the option, or they kind of do, but like they're like, nope. And I'm like, oh no, it's just part of the game. But I'm like,
I never realized it until Frank had pointed out that she was not really ever there.
No.
You know,
she's not really an option.
It was only the three other girls. But I liked that when we were doing the last poem, if we picked something that Monica liked, she'd pop up.
Yeah.
You see her head a
Actually,
little bit.
that was a really rare instance. So apparently, I didn't know. I've never seen it before until I saw y'all play it, and I looked it up. It was like it's like a random thing, like
that she might come up.
Yeah, that's not everyone gets to see that. So that y'all even had that recorded was a big deal.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
That doesn't normally happen.
Because when at the end of her poems and stuff, she was like saying like "load me" or "save me" and stuff like that. I was like, wait, I mean, this has to do with the code. Like, I was like, am I supposed to do something like in there? Like, I was just. I mean, I guess to begin, I would have to start looking up stuff, but that's what I was afraid of. Was like just I didn't want to have someone straight up tell me the answers because I wanted to dig, but I was afraid of digging and finding spoilers. I was like, well, we'll do it without trying to tinker with stuff.
I don't remember the exact number of endings, but there is a happy ending.
Yeah.
What you have was not. That's the first run. To actually get the happy ending, you do have to play it multiple times.
Oh.
You know all those frames I was telling you about?
You have to like unlock all of them, probably.
If you do all of them, you get to the very end, and Ciara is talking about, ooh, you know, thanks for whatever, and then then it gets all crazy, and she gets deleted, right? But before that happens, or before it, I don't think it does happen. She's talking about, he's like, I know everything, I'm the president now, or whatever, and then she goes on to tell you thanks for making all of us happy, and like this whole thing about like you played the game enough times where you spent time with each girl.
Oh.
And like, yeah, cool. And it's like, and then she just says thanks, and then that's it. It rolls the credits again, but nothing deletes, and it's
cool.
And it goes all the way through, and then I think you get like a special message from the creator himself about like, you know, thanks for, and then he explains like why he did this and that, and like, you know, thanks for playing my game all the way through, like 100%ing.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that was cool, man.
Cool.
I enjoyed the hell out of that, like just every little bit of it, like especially toward the end. I mean, I didn't think I was gonna actually tear up, but I did. I just quickly do this or whatever.
It is so good.
I downloaded that soundtrack, and because when I was editing, I was adding that little bit I did at the end.
Speaking of soundtrack, when you were bringing it up, yeah, like how you were saying, like everyone has their, like that one song, everyone had their own version of it, where it's kind of like slightly different.
Yeah.
When something weird was happening, I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but when something was weird happening-ish, or like maybe when the girls start like speaking differently or whatever because of she's like Monica's like talking for them or I don't know what.
Yeah.
In the background you hear Monica's version is the piano.
Yeah.
So like sometimes you're hearing the girl you're talking to's version of that song, and then suddenly it'll change into
like
piano.
Monica's theme.
And like it would be so subtle, like you would never really notice.
Yeah.
But then you're like, it's almost like she's here. Like
that's cool.
like she's watching or speaking for them or whatever.
I mean, I guess I didn't realize too. Yeah, like when the black text was coming out, like that was probably
that was
Monica
supposed to be Monica like just saying stuff
Yeah.
for them or like
Because there's the song. It's called "Hey Everyone," and it's like there's a regular version, and then there's a version for like all the girls.
All the girls.
You probably remember one of them. The one that especially sticks out is like Natsuki's theme was very.
He's like toys being played in the background.
And I didn't realize like when you're spending time with Yuri when we're doing the book stuff, it's her version, right? So it's got like cellos in it and stuff like that. And Natsuki's was all playful. I mean, I guess Sayori's too was different, but they were distinctly different.
Yeah, I'd have to fucking listen to them.
Yeah.
And Monica's thing was the piano, because she's always practicing piano.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love that whole bit, her whole monologue. Like, hey, I've been practicing this song, and she's like, I'm not very good at it, but
Tearing at your heartstrings.
Yeah, man.
So good.
Like when you
That's why
actually
she's
heard her
best
speaking,
girl.
you're like, oh, she's speaking.
That's why she's best girl. So good. Dude.
I had to. It was like super low. I had to boost the audio for.
Really?
Yeah. If you're watching, like the audio goes up real high. Like you can hear it get like super loud. It's because I don't know why. The audio was like real low, but that's why we're both like, I can hear you.
Best ending though, and not you could totally redo it right now.
Yeah.
Right before you even start the game, you go into the character things and just delete Monica right off the bat. Like before you do anything, and it starts, and then Sayori's just there, like with like the little ellipses, and she's like, "What?" And she's like, "Ah," like just absorbing knowledge, and she's like, "What? Like it's not real." And then it just cuts to her hanging.
Oh
like
my
seconds,
God.
just
Holy
like
shit.
like that's one of the hidden endings you can do right off the bat.
Yeah.
And she's
Holy
like,
shit.
"Oh no!" Like she just couldn't handle it. Apparently, it was just too much. And I'm like, "That's great. I'm glad."
I didn't expect to see like Yuri just doing the stabbing. Like, okay,
And y'all made it way difficult. All you have to do is press the skip button.
We did that at the end.
It just siphons through the. Yeah, I don't know what you guys were.
I was like, do we just keep clicking? Like, what's
y'all
happening?
were digging
we
way
thought,
too deep.
We thought it was like
into
a
that.
puzzle. We're like, how do we get out of
Nope.
here? That's like, this is the bad ending
Y'all
we got.
were digging super deep.
Eventually,
then,
he was just like, skip.
actually, right? Because there was some parts like that part where you weren't allowed to load or save, and that was one of the Easter eggs too. Is that if you copy your save or delete or whatever, try to move your save or back it up.
Yeah.
You could, and you put it back in there, and then you get a little file that said persistence, like, hey, whatever, don't do this, and if you boot it up, I think Monica's like, hey. She'll just be there. She's like, hey, you're cheating. Stop. And deletes it.
Wow.
I was like, what?
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Dude, yeah, there's so much stuff. It's just little quips and like nothing that will really change the game.
Yeah.
Not unless you were really pulling it apart. But it was just cool things like that. It was kind of like, she's real. I love her.
I like games that are real interactive like that fuck with you on the outside world as you're playing and shit.
Yeah.
Kojima does a lot of that, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's really neat. I love that game. And that's because horror stuff. And not that it's really horror. It's kind of like...
Yeah, it's more like...
well, it's like it says in the beginning, like, not... It's disturbing. It is a little disturbing.
I like it. I like that. I appreciate that more than I do like a jump scare. I think that's why I liked it a lot, too.
Honestly, yeah, I prefer those over jump scares.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite voice, bro?
Monica?
No.
Monica?
Yeah. No, I like Natsuki for both of you guys.
I was gonna say, I mean, you both did it, so
I had that voice registered in my head, like that's what she sounds like.
Yeah.
Like that's how deep that got. You already made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Try sitting next to her.
That
as you're trying to bang her.
That made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
In ways I don't wish to explain.
I've used that before to like trick people if they're calling. I don't know. Let's say it's a bill collector and they're calling, and I just pretend I'm a girl and I'm someone else entirely. They're like,
that's weird, man.
Now the bill collectors are gonna know.
You have the wrong number. That's it.
So unsettling.
Yeah, dude.
So
Noe was
totally
like
weird.
every time you guys would release a new episode, you'd be like, Frank's voice scares me.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, man. Chris, I appreciate you, doing the postmortem with us, man. It's like, it was fun playing it.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It's changed my life.
Wow. Life changing.
Yeah, man.
Free game.
Enjoyed it. Free
Yeah,
game.
free game.
Yeah, that's right.
Go play. Free.
Anyway, all right, guys. Thanks for joining us for our Doki Doki postmortem. We'll catch y'all on the next one. We'll see you guys.
Spazzy.
Bye.
Stop
It's
it.
gross.
No!
Wait, have it just like creep in.
No! It's just venom.